So hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today Malazan video. It's about the races in the Malazan Book of the Fallen, and if you are new to Malazan, this is Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson, a big passion for me here on the channel. And if you have read it before and you maybe are a regular visitor here, this is a introduction video on races. We will start with Tiste Andii, and if you look at in the end of the Gardens of the Moon, in my copy 705 is the page, you find a lot of races named here. Here we have Bargast, Daru, Gadrobi, Genabari, Forkrola Sail, Jaghut, Kochain, Kemal, Morant, Rivi, Tilanimas, Trell, and then Tiste Andii. That's the focus today. And if you speak, if you make a video and if you want to speak about the races in the Malazan Book of the Fallen, there is in the beginning maybe not so much you can say other than their characteristics and maybe examples of certain people from that race. There is a lot of spoiler territory, especially when it comes to Tiste Andii and maybe all the other races as well. But I hope you will find this enjoyable, and I would like you to make requests on what you want me to explore among each race. So I'll just start to speak a little bit about Tiste Andii and then listen to it, see what you missed and what you want to listen to more. And that can go along as with the other races I want to cover on the channel. But if we look at Tiste Andii, then it's an elder race, non-human, though they have human characteristics. Most famous one is Anomander Rake, Tiste Andii. There are several Tiste groups, you could say. It's Tiste Edur and Tiste Leosan, for example. This is Tiste Andii. They are referred to as children of darkness, and they are the dearest of Mother Dark's children, it is said. They're called, sometimes called the souls of the starless night. Sounds very poetic and an Ericksonian way, I think. They are immortal, means they have another view on the world than mortal races, like humans, for example. It can be difficult for humans to understand the Tiste Andii, but that makes it more interesting to read the books. If you're really interested to the Tiste and Tiste Andii, you should read Carcana's Trilogy, 2 books released so far by Steven Erikson. That is, you could say, advanced reading of Malazan Book of the Fallen, but if you have read all the 10, why not read Carcana's Trilogy as well? See what you get it from there. It will change your view on Tiste Andii, and maybe, I think, on the whole Malazan Book of the Fallen story and the novels of the Malazan Empire by N.C. Esselmont as well. Tiste Andii, as I said, human features, taller than human, one head larger, one head longer than taller than a human, it's said. So you just have to imagine that for yourself. I think you have to think of really tall humans to get a good idea how a Tiste Andii look like. Look at all the pictures of Anomander Rake. Tiste Andii is ebony skinned. They can be black skinned as well, and they can have black or silver gray hair. Silver gray may be the most famous when it comes to Malazan artwork. They are resistant to disease and illness as well. So, and it's more like they choose, to be injured or to be diseased, etc., than anything else. It's a kind of depressive race. I mean, their attitude is a bit depressed. You'll have to find out for yourself. Maybe you have another view on that as well. They can see in the dark. Maybe on a very, very surface level, if you're new to Malazan, it's easy to think of this race as kind of elves. I don't think you can say that, and I know that Erickson and Ian Seselmont was very against fantasy tropes and writing stereotypical, but if you want to relate it to something, try that out and see. You can compare at least, and you will find a lot of differences. Maybe that's because the Tiste Andii, they are patient people, because of their long lives. As I said, have a different perspective. They can wait for their time. They can even stand still for long periods of time. Maybe not so interesting information. I thought it was a bit funny and good. If you like meditation or yoga, it sounds at least very attractive. Maybe in their case, it's not so attractive or why they are, pausing and waiting. One thing that is interesting with the Tiste Andii is, and that has I think, a huge effect on the story, is that they are anti-hierarchical. They don't believe in permanent status. For example, a leader is not a leader always. It depends if he or she deserves that, and that of course impacts the story in Malazan Book of the Fallen. They are a tricky race, I would say, because they are obviously very difficult to negotiate with, and they, as I said, usually don't like, for example, empires. Then that's the Malazan Empire. At least that's so in the beginning of Gardens of the Moon. They also are fascinated by impermanence. That is interesting. Everything, decays. Everything, nothing is permanent. It comes to civilizations, it comes to empires, it comes to leaders, everything. And they have seen this through all their lives, of course, because of their immortality. They are not so fond of arrogance either, so it goes into that vein. I think that's very interesting. That makes them to have an interesting role in the Malazan Book of the Fallen, and they are also connected to a warren. That's Curald Galin. It's a warren of darkness. And when it comes, how they look, I've told you already how they look like. Sometimes referred to that are using, heavy crossbows, but most famous, I think, is the sword that Anomed has. So you can easily find artwork for that here on the internet as well. So that's about it about the Tiste Andii. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please wish or make a request for the next race you want me to talk about. The idea is that it will become a small library of resources for people reading Malazan, especially people who are new to it. As time goes by, I might be able to label the videos, Malazan for beginners and intermediate and advanced, but that is not yet. It will happen later. Malazan is difficult because the opportunity to spoil things are very, very, it's very attractive maybe to do that when you speak about it, because you want to engage more readers, but then you only engage the advanced readers. I'm interested of getting more people into Malazan Book of the Fallen. So if you like this video, like it of course, and if you enjoyed this overall, please subscribe. You have more things here on the channel connected to Malazan, how to read Malazan, interviews with Steven Erickson and Ian C. Esselmont, and also book reviews. So if you enjoy Malazan, please subscribe. If you enjoy storytelling in fantasy, which is on mythology and science fiction, which is a great focus here, please join the channel too. So until next time, have a great day and see you later.